Our guest tonight to go one-on-one, Senator John McCain of Arizona, the Republican presidential nominee 2 years ago. Now he's running for re-election in his state, and Senator McCain is facing a challenge from the right, leading comfortably, if you believe the polls at the moment, Senator McCain, a little less than a month until the primary. I want you to listen to your opponent. We had him on the program the other night, J.D. Hayworth, the former Republican congressman. I want you to listen to his criticism of you on the immigration debate, and we'll talk on the other side.
John still uses the poll-driven talk, we must secure the border first. Then he goes right back to comprehensive immigration reform. John, that's amnesty, and now he and Mr. Obama want to try to change the language yet again. Look in the coming days for the term regularize, to regularize the status of illegals. That is dead wrong. People want our laws enforced.
I want to give you a chance to respond, and Senator, I want to ask you to do so in the context. Today, when you were with Governor Brewer, you said maybe in January Congress would get about the issue of immigration. If Congress gets about this issue in January, will it be a comprehensive bill that includes some sort of status for those who are here illegally?
I'm not sure what I said, but certainly I had no intention whatsoever to say January. I've said 1,000 times, actually I've said since 2007, we have to secure the borders first. We can get that done, but certainly not by January. It might have been a question about whether we would take anything up in a lame duck session. I've said and continue to repeat, we have to get the borders secured first, because it's obvious that the violence has escalated to a degree on the other side of the border that it's become a national security issue. We just announced the closing of our consulate in Juarez. There was a car bombing not that long ago. The list goes on and on. There are warning signs to our citizens in the southern part of our state. Look, we have to get the border secure first. I don't know how many thousands of times I have to say that, and we can do that with the 10-point plan that John Kyle and I have. And by the way, tomorrow's the 1st of August. We still haven't heard anything about these 500 or so troops to the border that the president was going to send. And we need 3,000 on the Arizona-Mexico border. But no, January is not the time. When the border is secured is the time.
I just spent a couple of days in your state, and you're dead right about the anxiety, and it goes across the political spectrum. There's, of course, a big debate about it, and a lot of disagreement about what to do about it. And in the middle of that is SB 1070, the new Arizona law. Now, a judge did put some significant portions of it on hold, and the case will make its way through the court as we play it out. But I had a conversation the other night with the governor, because she said she needed this law because the federal government has failed to secure the border, a point you make. But I want you to listen to the governor when I asked her what in that law would help with border security. What in that bill would have improved border security?
Well, Senate Bill 1070 is just another tool in our toolbox in regards to trying to address the issues that we're facing here.
But you concede it wouldn't do much along the border itself.
Well, I'm not quite sure about that. I think that, well, not along the border. I think it would help in telling people that it is illegal to come into the state of Arizona, which it already is, but it's just not being enforced. And so if they knew that the states themselves were going to enforce it, that certainly would maybe give people pause before they came running across the border.
It was interesting, Senator, in my conversations, they're both from the governor, from Sheriff Joe Arpaio, who is supporting your opponent in the primary against you. They said it's not so much the specifics of the law as much as the tone and the message it sends to illegal immigrants that you're not welcome here, and we will do everything we can to make you not feel welcome here.
No, what it is frustration on the part of the governor and legislature of the state of Arizona, because we have not secured our borders. Then we are faced with, what, 500,000 people who are in our state illegally. Our sheriffs tell us that 17% of the people who they apprehended have committed serious crimes in the United States of America. So the fact that we haven't secured the border then led to the frustration with it, which then led to the legislation. If we'd secured the borders, there would be no reason for the legislation, because we wouldn't have this problem with illegal immigrants in the state of Arizona, which are put into drop houses, mistreated, spread all over the country, along working with the drug smugglers who are killing people, beheading people in Mexico, murdering a rancher of ours, wounding a deputy. So the point is, they passed the law because the federal government has not fulfilled its responsibility to secure our border.
But would the law do anything? Would the law do anything to secure the border? I understand the motivation for it, but would the law do anything to actually secure the border?
The The law will address the symptom of an unsecure border, and that's a whole flood of people who are in our state illegally, many of whom have already committed serious crimes in the United States of America, in our state. That's what the law will do.
I want you to listen.
It will address the symptom of a broken border, and that is very legitimate because the federal government hasn't carried out its responsibilities.
Your friend in the United States Senate, Lindsey Graham, has something else that he says he is considering now because of the frustration across the country with the illegal immigration issue. I want you to listen to Senator Graham.
I may introduce a constitutional amendment that changes the rules. If you have a child here, birthright citizenship, I think, is a mistake. That we should change our Constitution and say if you come here illegally and you have a child, that child's automatically not a citizen.
Do you support your friend there? Do you think we need to amend the Constitution?
Look, it's one of the issues, again, that's a symptom of broken borders, because people shouldn't be able to come here illegally in order to have the children. My focus right now is to get the surveillance, the people, and the fences built and reinforced in order to secure our border. I was just in Israel. They've secured their borders. We can get our border secured. Then we can look at all of these other issues. But it is a serious problem when we have virtual businesses that are transporting people here to have children. But it is, again, a symptom of the serious problem that we have. And again, everybody talks about the fact that the border is more secure. The violence on the other side of the border has escalated dramatically to the point where it is now a national security issue. And that is a big, big problem for the citizens of our state, where a lot of this is being funneled through.
This debate has become politically, as you make your point there, what some would say is a big, big problem for the Republican Party. In our most recent polling, we asked Latino voters your choice for Congress this year, 54% Democrat, 39% Republican, and that trend has been shifting that way as this debate in Arizona and across the country has gone on. For the future of the Republican Party, in elections 2, 5, 10, and 15 years from now, is your position, the party's position on this issue, potentially for a generation, hurting it with the fastest growing segment of the American population?
Of course, I am concerned about alienate any segment of our population, but I believe that over time our Hispanic citizenry will understand the necessity of getting our border secured for national security reasons. But look, I also know what the Obama administration is doing. This is a political act. This is a political move on their part to sew up that Hispanic vote, and I hope that the Hispanics will see through it for exactly what it is.
Senator John McCain of Arizona, we appreciate your time tonight, sir.
Thank you.
Take care, Senator.